Hey everybody, I am really excited to talk about postpartum weight loss today. It's been a topic that I feel like has been on my mind almost all year, and I just haven't had the courage to talk about it. First of all, my main assumption before I had Jocelyn was that I had previously lost weight. I lost the year before I had Jocelyn, I lost about 20 pounds, which is huge for me. I had never lost a significant amount of weight in my life. I'd always played sports in high school, and so it was a really big deal for me to just focus on losing weight and then actually accomplishing that. So before having Jocelyn, I was like, it's okay, I can do it again. It's not that big of a deal. And I somehow had it in my mind that I was going to lose all of the weight within 3 months after having her. And I was an idiot. I think that ideal set comes from social media today, and just that you watch these gorgeous skinny girls walk out of the hospital and they're in their pre-pregnancy jeans, and you think that that's totally normal, or that should be your expectation, and that if you do anything less than that, then you're failing. And that was what I thought. I was like, if all of these people that I'm seeing can do it, then why can't I? So I went just into pregnancy thinking I'll be relatively healthy and then I'm just gonna lose the weight really fast because I've worked hard before, I can work hard again. First of all, I ate the world when I was pregnant. I had no self-control. I thought that I was going to be so much better than I was, but until you're actually pregnant, and then you face the consequences later on of trying to lose all of that weight, you just don't think of food the same way when you're pregnant. I think the next time around, I tell myself the next time around, hopefully that I will be a lot more on top of being healthier, but literally I was oh, I want fried chicken, I'm gonna eat me fried chicken, and then I'm gonna go get a second dinner after that. So I ended up gaining right around 75, 80 pounds, and that is a lot. That's not anything what I was expecting. Honestly, I thought I was gonna gain 25, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. I don't think I've ever seen a girl gain just 25 pounds from being pregnant. After I had Jocelyn, I was ridiculously out of shape. I had eaten the world, and I was just okay, now's the time to work hard. I think that my biggest setback came from my mentality of, you are a failure if you don't lose this weight within a certain amount of time. Because I hadn't even in my mind thought about the fact that I was having a baby, that it wasn't just gonna be I'm gonna work out as much as I want, I'm gonna have all this time to cook really healthy meals. I had a completely new lifestyle, a completely new job that I needed to figure out. And Jocelyn, as some of you guys know, has been a challenge of a baby for me. And not that that makes me love her any less, but she is not a good sleeper. She's just started sleeping somewhat through the night, and she's one. We tried everything, cried it out. Literally we tried everything. And she was also a really, really bad feeder, breastfeeder. And if you want to learn more about that in my breastfeeding videos, I've talked about my struggles there. But when stuff like that goes wrong, that you just weren't expecting, you just you switch into survival mode. And the last thing on my mind was working out and eating healthy. I just wanted to have enough milk for my baby, first of all, so I was consuming as many calories as I thought that I needed. And not that they were bad calories, but I just wanted to make sure that I had enough milk. I've always suffered from a really low milk supply. And then with working out, I didn't have free time. My baby was up all night long, and so I was sleeping with her or sleeping on my own when I didn't have mothering to do. I'm gonna give you guys all the numbers. I'm not embarrassed at what happened. I feel like this is something that happens to a lot of women, and hopefully bearing it all for you guys will help. Right before I had Jocelyn, I was about 250 pounds. That is by far the most I have ever weighed, which is okay. I was pregnant. It's a lot more than I should have weighed, but nevertheless, it is what it is. And then I left the hospital weighing 210 pounds. And so my normal average weight, my pre-pregnancy weight, was 165. So that is a really, really big gap. So slowly from breastfeeding and from eating relatively healthy, the pounds started to come off. And that happened without me working out and without me really restricting my calories. Like I said, I wasn't in a position mentally or physically to be doing that. And right after 3 months, I completely stopped losing weight. I hadn't lost a pound from 3 months until my daughter was 11 months old. And that is the time that I want to talk about the most, because I feel like it is so easy to beat yourself up and think, wow, you know, this girl walked out of the hospital looking like perfect. What is wrong with me? So first of all, the number one thing I would have to say is you have to take your circumstances into account. If you are having a really hard time coping, if you have postpartum, which I'm almost positive I did, and I just did not think about it. If you have postpartum, if you're having trouble nursing, if your baby's not sleeping, like, just get by and do the best that you can, and don't beat yourself up, because that is not the time to be thinking, wow, I really need to fit into my postpartum jeans. Your body just went through something that it's like getting hit by a freaking bus. Whatever you can manage, don't let yourself feel bad for whatever that is. If that is working out 5 times a week and eating only organic and raw food, then good for you. I am amazed at you. If it's just eating takeout and trying to find some healthier options because you can't cook and you don't have the time for that, and exercising isn't even on your mind, then that's okay. Whatever circumstance you are in is unique. Nobody else is in that circumstance, and so you are the only one that can tell you where you should be. After a little while of not losing weight, so like I said, I had lost weight up until Jocelyn was 3 months old, and then after that I stopped. I went through a period where I was just really beating myself up, and I didn't want to wear cute clothes. I would wear sweats constantly. I didn't want to get ready. Like, I wouldn't put makeup on during the day or I wouldn't put makeup on before my day because I was just like, what's the point? I'm like so unattractive anyways. And that is just the worst mentality to have. If I've learned anything throughout all of this, it's that, first of all, what you just did is a complete and total miracle, and that you should be really grateful that your body was able to just do that. Also, that happiness doesn't come from the size that you are. Yes, you might feel a little bit more confident being able to fit into smaller clothes, and that's not a bad thing to want, but it's not going to make you a different person, and it's not going to make you happier. After the 10 months of really not doing any type of exercise and trying to eat relatively healthy, like I said, I hadn't lost much weight. I had lost weight. I should be really grateful for the weight that I had lost. I was down to 180 pounds. So it's almost 30 pounds higher than I wanted to be, and so I was like, I feel like we are at a good place with Jocelyn now, and I can go ahead and focus on me. So now I have lost a little bit more weight. I'm at almost 100 and, let's see, what am I? I'm 168 now. I'd love to lose another 10 pounds, like, who wouldn't? I just naturally have a curvier body. I will always have hips and a big booty, but I'm okay with that. I feel really happy and content right now. So the story of when I started losing weight, again, I started reading this book. It starts with food. I'm sure a lot of you guys have read this book. It is called, like, it's referred to as the Whole30. And I read it and I was so gung-ho about it, and I talked to my sisters and I was like, you guys, we have to do this. We all had weight we wanted to lose. And I was like, it all just makes sense. So we started it, and we were going super, super strong, and I got like deathly ill. And you know what being sick with a baby is like. If you know that it's just like hard to survive as it is. And so of course they say, like, you can't have anything processed, and I was like, I'm going to die. I just need one piece of toast. Like, I don't have any appetite. I was just so, so sick. Jocelyn was sick. Matt was sick. I talking to my sister and I was just like, I can't do this, Emily, but I feel so weak. I feel so like I'm failing. And she was just like, she gave me such a gift. She was just like, Sarah, you're a mom, you are breastfeeding, you are sick. If you need to eat more food, let yourself eat more food. And so I quit the Whole30, and I didn't tell anybody that I was doing the Whole30, but I quit it and modified it for myself because it wasn't working in what I was doing in my life. So at that point, I added in some healthy grains. I added in rice, like a very low carb, some whole wheat bread, and quinoa, things like that. But I was still sticking to the plan. So I did finished the Whole30, and you know what? I ate a brownie. Now I'm at the point where I treat myself every once in a while because I feel like that is okay to do. But I generally just like watch what I'm eating. I do low carb and just try to be as healthy as I can. I'm not perfect with my diet, but I have been able to lose another 12 pounds since then. Just focusing on what I'm eating, being healthy. That just goes to say that you're a mom now and you have different priorities, and if that means that you can't do a Whole30, don't beat yourself up about it. Do what you can do. I am still trying to work off the rest of my baby weight, but it'll come off slowly. It'll happen eventually. I don't know when. I would love to share more health and fitness updates with you guys as I just continue to try and get better at this whole being healthy thing. Yeah, if you would like any more information about what I'm doing diet-wise and workout-wise, I would love to share that with you guys. And if you have any more ideas for videos, I would love if you would share that with me. That is my story about postpartum weight loss and my journey this year. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you later.